And welcome again. Arnaud, the time is yours.
All right. Can you hear me, Carlos?
Perfectly, sir.
Excellent, excellent. Well, welcome, everyone. Great to have you here. It's been a few weeks now since we announced the UK pre-launch, and it's great to finally hop onto one of these calls. Welcome to all of our North American coaches, customers, and all of our friends across the pond in the United Kingdom. So the point of these calls is really to share a bit about our Beachbody community, who we are, what we do, the value you're going to get in the autumn of 2017 when we open our doors. And ultimately, there's no better way to know about Beachbody than to know about Shakeology, our marquee product. And today, obviously, like Carlos said, we've got a phenomenal guest. She's the co-creator of Shakeology. She saw Shakeology born. She's the mastermind behind it. So what we thought we would do for the next 20 or so, 25 minutes is send her a few questions that we've gathered here to give you an idea of the value you're going to get once you get to taste Shakeology, but also a bit of the background behind it that you can share with your followers yourself. So let's do a mic check. Isabelle Daikeler, welcome to the call.
Thank you very much, Arnaud. I'm glad to be here.
Great to have you here. So we're going to just dive right in. Obviously, as you guys know, Isabelle is Carl Daikeler's significant other, and she's the mastermind again behind Shakeology. When I started, Shakeology was just created maybe about a year and a half before I started. So Isabelle, take us through where first of all did your passion for nutrition come from, way before Shakeology and Beachbody?
Yes, it began my late teens, early 20s, when I started having real symptoms of being ill, autoimmune disease, they call it. And I sort of went through the round of doctors, Western doctors, tried everything that way. Nobody really had an answer. And it became very frustrating. I was going to school, I was working, I had loans, I was unable to work until I was stuck at home. And I think the main point here that I make recently in my calls is that one day I found myself unable to go up the 2 little steps to my door to go home, and I just collapsed, and I was just exhausted and depressed and scared. Because I didn't get an answer. I couldn't work anymore, couldn't go to school, so my whole life was collapsing. I decided at that point to investigate other ways to look at health and deal with health challenges beside the Western world, which I was raised in. And this is where I started getting in touch with the Eastern way of thinking about health, which is not solely based on what you ingest or drink, but also how you feel, how you perceive life, deal with life, your spiritual connection without going religious on anyone, just your spiritual connection to life itself and your place in that world. So all these elements in conjunction with another way to feed my body and to actually understand my body. So the Western world tend to sort of objectified and compartmentalize the body. So you have a problem somewhere, you zone in and you fix the problem over there, without really dealing with the consequences of what happens to the rest of our system when you zone in one place. There is a place for that. I always make sure to mention that. I have been greatly helped at times with Western technology. I'm very grateful that we have the scientific knowledge that we do nowadays. But I don't think that area is how we want to deal with our day-to-day health and how sort of, what's the word in English? Unable to participate in establishing health in your body. So I started looking into Chinese medicine, and this is where I fell in love with the body, understanding that our bodies communicate. Within our body, there's a system of communication that is constant, and there's not one part that works on its own. It is the purest, most beautiful teamwork ever. if we could simulate that in our world, what it is actually happening internally, we would see the beauty and the intricacies of it all. So I studied that deeply, understanding now liver, kidney, gallbladder, lungs, digestion, heart, blood vessels, and of course, within the understanding of our structure, our internal structure, then from studying Chinese, Japanese, Indian, other ways, the Eastern ways, the alternative ways of dealing with health, understanding how nature that we are made of also provides us with what is necessary for a very strong and beautiful, stable, reliable, healthy system. And so therefore, adaptogen mushrooms and herbs, digestive enzyme, probiotic and prebiotics, fiber, healthy grains, whole food, phytonutrients, antioxidants, all these elements that are now the foundation, the real purpose and the real goal of the shake, beside the fact that we do have healthy protein that are processed with great integrity, and we have the macronutrients that we all need, but I was never concerned in lack of protein for my health and for other people's health. I think we can gather that for ourselves quite easily. So the shake, this is why it's not called a protein shake. It's the healthiest meal of the day, a dose of deep nutrition. So the elements that I just mentioned to you are the elements that are vital to all of us to be healthy and to be functional. So this is the focus of the shake, giving you elements that are very challenging to get nowadays in the world. Because of the state of our planet, because the soil and the air are polluted, because we have used without really being aware of it, and now I think many of us are becoming more and more aware of it, all sorts of fertilizer, pesticide, herbicides, the fact that even our food is loaded with heavy metals, all these things are really compromising our health. And so we are becoming aware of that, and the focus of the shake was really to enhance your immune system to the best of our abilities with whole food that are processed with great integrity, to enhance your health that way, to make you a proactive individual in your health. Some of these ingredients are very difficult to get in the market in a way that is still alive and active by the time you ingest it. So it is one thing to have enzymes in a shake. It's another thing that your enzyme is still working and alive and active once you ingest it. That is rare. And so we also pride ourselves on an amazing team of research, development, toxicity, immunity, herbalists. We have great experts that are known worldwide and that are constantly testing our facilities, testing our ingredients on site as it's being processed, once it gets here in the United States, because we have ingredients from all around the world, and then in the bag before it gets shipped to your door, so that we know what we have is still active, alive, and doing its job by the time you take it. And the last 5 minutes of what I've described the Shakeology to be is really the goal of the shake. It's really what it's about. And so it started, Arno, to go back to your question, it started with the fact that I was so ill and I had all sorts of autoimmune disease that at the time did not have any name, like chronic fatigue syndrome, fibromyalgia. So nobody really knew what was going on with me. It was a very new thing. And I was giving antidepressant, and I tried just 1 or 2 doses, made me crazy. But also the realization that indeed there was a reason why I was depressed. So once again, just as I was learning to be proactive in what does the earth provides me with to enhance my own internal makeup? How can I help my body deal with the outside world and my internal stress, whether it's from exercise or emotional, psychological, intellectual stress? But also the fact that we are also being told that being depressed is wrong, when actually I had to embrace the fact that I was depressed. I had to feel it. There was great reasons why I was depressed. I was about to become a homeless, and it was scary. So there was nothing wrong with my depression. So what I needed is tools to help me get out of it so I could function. So my love for nutrition, my love for earth, and my love for my own well-being and my own body, and the amazing connection between my emotional, intellectual state and my physical well-being was one and the same. So right away at that point in my life is when the discovery of who we are, how we are built, and what we need to attend to, just like a garden, you need to attend to it in order to keep it going. It's the same thing with us. We can't ignore how we function, what makes us healthy on all levels, because I don't care how many herbs you ingest. If you don't deal with your emotional state and how you handle life and how you perceive life, if you feel like a victim, or if you're capable of creating what you want to create, you will not be well. So all these elements are important. So Shakeology provides you with that part of the equation. And the quality and the purity of it is something that I fight for all the time. So Arnaud, I think I've answered many questions in one big speech. I hope it was clear. I can't hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So you've answered a lot of questions, but I think that there's so much value, from the lack of compromise and, kind of your study of Eastern, medicine and the expertise and all that stuff. I want to take you back to when Carl approached you about formulating Shakeology. You tell a story of that lack of compromise, and if I recall right, you actually said no to him. Okay, and you had some criteria before you said I would do it, right? Besides the fact that you live with him, you have to see him every day, right? Where did that come from? I think it's a great story to share that will really illustrate the premium aspect of Shakeology and kind of your background in that.
Yeah, I realized that the end of my last answer was, and it leads me to your question, was the fact that no matter how broke I was, I borrowed tons of money in order to get well, and I did not compromise on the purity of what I was buying. So back in those days, I didn't have any pills or any friendly way of ingesting these things. I had to cook the bark. I had to figure out the extraction. I had to work with great alternative doctor that gave me their time and their compassion and taught me a lot. And so I felt the difference. So after a year and a half or so of being ill and nobody being able to help me, or creating more illness from the side effects of what they were providing to help me out, I firsthand recognized the miracle aspect of these herbs and these enzymes and all these elements, because I started feeling better within 3 months. So the purity and the synergy of elements was something that I knew was very important in seeing results. So I'll just cut to, I'm married, I'm with Carl, I have a kid, or maybe not at that point. And Carl asked me to, he was watching me make shakes for everybody, people I work with in my work, my clients, and of course for him, because if you guys are not aware of my husband dislikes anything that's green or has any colors. If it's not pizza, cheese, and dough, won't really get ingested unless I make him, although he's getting better now. So it was very important for me to try to camouflage and put these elements in my husband's body within a shake. So after a while watching me do that, he asked me to do the same for the company. And yes, I said no, great, big, loud no, because I had done it for other companies. And eventually, as I say now, always when the profit came in, and Arno, it's always important for me not to vilify all company. I'm actually hoping that there's more and more conscious companies being born in the world. I count on it. We need them. So I said no, because I have been asked to compromise, and I had to usually quit my job, because the compromise will be the companies did compromise the quality for profit. And it's very discouraging when you live through that. And I put all of myself in these products, and it feels really bad walking away from them. It's like a little child, you know, you're very attached to it, and it feels sad to watch it go down. So I was very afraid to live that with my own CEO, because as you said, I'm married to him. I have to go home, and I can't quit, and I don't want to leave him. But I had no idea if I was able to forgive him, if that was going to happen. It was going to be a very tricky situation, scared me a great deal. And I said no, but he really insisted and promised me, and we had a little contract together, promised me that he would never compromise the quality. And I'm proud to say that he so did not. And he could have a million times, not for profit, just because it's so challenging to keep that integrity and that purity. I am very honored to be married to Carl Daikeler and to see his commitment to the shake and to the company itself. So thank God that situation didn't happen, and so I agreed to work on the shake. And so I did a prototype at home, and that's how it began.
Well, I'll tell you what, we're certainly very, very thankful for what you did, and have my shake every single day.
Me too.
And so it leads me to kind of my next question, right? And I think that generally people know that, you know, the erosion of the soil, there is all kinds of great pollution, and stress plays a big role in really, really eroding our own health, right? And so with that, there's, like you said, there's a lot of opportunistic companies that will come onto the market, and, you know, they'll be protein drinks, GMO, non-GMO, organic, so on and so forth. My question is, when we look at kind of the protein drink market, you know, what are the differences between a protein drink and Shakeology? Like you said, it's the healthiest meal of the day, right? And I will say that for our friends in the United Kingdom, there's specific ways to talk about Shakeology. But what's your take on that, Isabelle?
Well, I think I kind of answered that in a big way, but if it's challenging for me. I don't like to have to compare and point the finger at other kind of drinks and other kind of shakes. I created with my partner and the whole team at Beachbody what we felt was the best thing we could create, and it worked for us. So this is I share in the spirit of that. And as I mentioned, we are not named, it's not a protein shake. So our concern is not providing you with protein. Our concern is providing you with the micronutrients, as I said, but also all the missing links, all the elements that are vital to your health. Arno, tell me which aspect you have not heard already from me, because I'm trying to figure out what I haven't said to differentiate.
Why don't we look at it this way? If you were to look at several different things that people struggle with, for instance, I work out, but my nutrition is not on point. I work out hard, but we know that my nutrition is not on point. Or I'm stressed out and, you know, I drink my water. How does Shakeology help me? Or, you know, I've tried to lose weight for a long time and I've hit a plateau. I'm trying to look vitality, energy, health, fitness.
You know, it's interesting. Again, it goes back to objectifying our bodies, thinking that providing what our body needs after a workout is purely about the protein. Now, it is about protein, and we have a very high quality, easily processed and digested protein, and that is clean, and that will not load your system. So we have that. It is there. So we are not lacking anything that protein drink are providing for you. We are providing you with protein drink, which you do need for your workouts and your health in general. But the point is your immune system and your microbiome, your gut health, the antioxidants and phytonutrients, which helps with oxidative stress, again, from these workouts or from not sleeping or from an event that is really stressing you out more than normal, or just the tempo of our lives nowadays, or 2 kids and a job and a husband, or a husband with 3 kids, 2 jobs. Like all these stressors are creating a, damage, but it's normal. We're built to have these chemical reactions within ourselves, damage. And so the phytonutrients and the antioxidants from deep greens and from very high antioxidant based fruits, and these blends of the two are something that is, there are elements that are very enhancing and needed for your body to recover from these workouts or from stressful events from your life. So it's not just the protein, it's the protein and your phytonutrients and your antioxidants, super fruits, super greens, those deep greens. So that's one aspect of it. Then we have our adaptogen mushrooms, which are unbelievable combined with our phytonutrients and our antioxidants. Adaptogen mushrooms are also one of the most beautiful miracle of nature to basically there's herbs and there's mushrooms that are called adaptogens, and they go into your system and they know exactly what organs, what system in your body, liver, gallbladder, kidney, spleen, all that. It knows exactly what aspect is out of balance. And you have to understand that your internal balance, all your system working in perfect harmony, coherence, is actually the foundation, and your fluids are the foundations of your health. By the time you know that you have a cold, or you know they have an immune disease, there's been inflammation and discordance in your system, all these systems working for you 24/7. Adaptogen mushrooms go in there and can bring that system back in balance, back in coherence, back to its place, how it's supposed to collaborate with the rest of its teammates, without harming any other system, which is the difference with a drug. We still haven't figured out this is how to manufacture a drug that may help a certain system, but it's creating a lot of side effects. Therefore, all these long scrolls of the dozens of side effects from a drug that may help you with one ailment. So adaptogen mushrooms do that beautifully without harming your bodies whatsoever. So we value them, and they are great value to your immune system, especially in combination with phytonutrients, antioxidants, and also more and more microbiome studies are showing that your gut health is crucial to your ability to think, to function, to be clear, to be healthy. We're discovering more and more about it, and it is crucial to your ability, to the most superficial level, to just work out and look good. So you have to be able to ingest your food and extract what is needed to be extracted, let go of toxins from it, and process it and poop it in a way that is providing you what you need from your food, from your liquids. So the microbiome is crucial to your immune health as well. So all these elements are elements that, if you simply think that ingesting a protein drink is what's going to create a great, healthy, vital body, you need much more than protein. And in my own personal understanding of health, it is very challenging to have that vitality, and that's my statement, have that vitality from purely man-made ingredients. There is great value that we have forgotten in nature, in its aliveness and its miraculous way of being constructed, which when we study an ingredient, whether it's a mushroom or herbs or plants or vegetable or fruit, we only know as much as our tools are allowing us to know. And it's not much. There's so much more. And as the decades go, we rediscover these ingredients of nature, because now we have a new microscope. We have a new tool that allows us to see more of nature's incredible makeup, and that is us. So ingesting nature, which is how it's supposed to happen, is very important to us, which is why the aspect of whole food is very important in Shakeology. So Arnaud, I hope, did that answer the question more specifically?
Yeah, in many ways. Matter of fact, I mean, I'm looking at one of the things that I wrote is essentially toxins out, nutrients in. But the additional aspect that I learned today is that Shakeology will also help you retain more of those nutrients that you eat through your food as well.
You have to be able to absorb it, Arnaud. And one of the challenges is that much of our ailments at some point in our 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s is cumulative. So it's very challenging to point the finger at a moment, a thing that you do that created a problem. It's tentacles, it's the many aspect of how you live your life, which eventually creates autoimmune disease. And that is hard to pinpoint. And so it's hard for doctors as well. So this is why even the platform of Beachbody is really about education, exercise, moving your body, and hopefully this emotional aspect, moving your body in a way that is enjoyful. No, that you enjoy. There's a word for that, but I'm not. Enjoyable. Thank you. Enjoyable, that you look forward to, because if you're miserable when you push play and you start, and if you hate every moment of it, or if you have to drive into traffic, get up way too early to get to the gym, get to the work, or get your kids to school, and all that stress is counterproductive. The whole platform of Beachbody is about how can we bring enjoyment to what you need in order to be healthy. Moving, ease, bring more ease in how to accomplish that. And the shake is delicious. So we understand that it's important for people to look forward to their shake and enjoy every sip. And we have accomplished that without compromising any of the active ingredients, which is a heck of a job, because a lot of these ingredients are bitter or they just don't taste good. So I remember that from the days where I had to drink these things one at a time or mix them up, and it was not good. Some of them made me gag. So it was very important. We have an incredible team that we were able to do that without compromising its quality, which is also very challenging. So yes, I think I spoke to what you said.
You absolutely did. Carlos, I wasn't sure if you
I have a question.
We're wrapping up.
Yeah, a question, Isabelle. We love your passion and the way you're describing the reasons behind coming up with Shakeology. Now, I've been a witness. I've been able to see the impact it's having on our coaches here in North America. And how do you feel about the results? How do you feel about what people are experiencing with the product? What does that do to you as a co-creator? How do you feel about that?
Well, for me, I lived what it's like to feel miserable, achy, having no answers, and losing my desire to live, really. I got really low. I understand being sick on many, many levels. And my one-on-one career, and my career at that point came out of deep compassion for not being well and unable to have a life that you enjoy living and getting up in the morning and really wanting to be there. So when I watch the results of our coaches, even though I think it's fantastic that they all look great, hot and sexy, it's great. But behind that, where I get my pleasure is people that are healthy, and can create health in their children and their family, can educate them, and that are able to go after whatever it is that they want to go after. People that are not in pain. Being in pain is terrible. I don't care what kind of pain. There's no fun pain. And I don't even compare pain anymore. It's pain. And being able to provide something that may ease your level of pain, therefore enhancing your level of grace and pleasure and fun, and watching mothers get healthy. I'm a mother, so watching mothers get healthy after years of being chronically ill, and their kids having to watch their mama sick and not being well, which makes you cranky, makes it hard to be forgiving or kind to your children. Like the ramification of being healthy and enjoying your body and your health, especially mothers, and fathers too, of course, but we are usually very hands-on, and so you can share that joy of being alive, and that gratitude for your body is shared to your kids, to everyone around you. So to me, yes, I'm glad that you can jump up on a stool and you're powerful and you're strong, and that is part of life. You need to be strong and healthy and move that body. But all these other aspects, that to me it means if you can jump on that stool and do your push-up and all that stuff, it's because underneath it, your body and your immune system, your health is radiant, it's vital, it's alive, it's working, it's providing you with what you need to have a good life. And it's really my goal. I've lived many extremes, and so bringing balance in people's life is my love. And so when I see a woman that was 250 pounds, that's now 160, walking, hiking, enjoying playing games with her kids, and also being able to provide financially, bringing abundance that way. Oh my God, it brings me to tears all the time. And I read these cases and I'm witness of it day in and day out for years now. And I think I am so blessed to have lived pain, to have understood fear, so that I could be part of providing something like this to people. There's nothing better in life than providing and enhancing and being in the service of others. And usually that will compensate yourself. You are others. We are all one. And as we get older, I think we start to understand that. And I think as we're watching the fact that nowadays, what happens in Japan, in India, in Russia, in Iraq, it affects us. So we are becoming more and more aware through technology that we are all affecting each other. So being able to play that role at this level on a one-on-one, because things change one at a time, one individual at a time. So to be able to provide that through this platform is an amazing gift. I feel blessed, and I'm always so grateful for each individual, each of you that are participating in this team work. It's the best thing. I never saw it coming, and I'm so happy. So thank you.
Well, we're grateful for you, Isabelle. You're what makes this a holistic solution for everyone. This is not about fitness, it's health. It's so much more than that. And by the way, who's excited to hopefully one day get Isabelle in the United Kingdom?
Oh.
Hello? Okay, I would
love to go.
Excited. We would love to have you there. People just can feel your passion and just your knowledge and your heart as well, and your compassion.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carlos. Let's take it away. I appreciate you being on here. And
thank you, guys.
Team, what an amazing call. Isabelle, once again, thank you so much. Arnaud, grateful to have you and making this call possible. Coaches, let's get a picture taken. Let's make sure, friends in the UK, soon to be coaches, let's get a picture taken so we know, we can share with the world that we were together with Isabelle Daikeler, with Arnaud Nakaha, and we have the opportunity of a lifetime of listening to the passion and the desire that the members of our nutrition team and those who are behind our phenomenal products have for nutrition, for wellness. I guess we can say is goodness in a bag. It's nutrition, it's love, it's passion, so many things that come out of this wonderful bag of Shakeology. So Thomas Parrott, also, we say hello to you, and let's get that picture taken and let's close it up. Thanks so much for being with us. Everybody smiling? There we go, cool. So whoever's taking the picture, now's the time. Thanks so much, guys. What a pleasure. We'll have the recording available to you here soon, and have a wonderful, wonderful week. Bye.